everyone, I'm Sonia Nan, your biology educator for class 10, and in today's video lecture we will be covering life processes part 5, which is excretion in human and plants. This is the last topic of chapter life processes, and let's start with the chapter. Hope you all are doing well. Here we have the content of today's video. What we are going to cover in today's video is first we will see human excretory system, then structure and function of kidney, nephron structure, then the process of urine production, artificial kidney, and excretion in plants. These are the topics of today's discussion. Now here we have this excretion slide, the introductory slide. What is excretion? The definition of excretion, as we are going to discuss excretion in humans, excretion in plants. So first we should be knowing what is excretion. So excretion is the biological process involved in the removal of harmful nitrogenous metabolic waste from the body is called excretion. If I write here what is excretion in simple words, excretion is the process of removing waste from the body. This process is known as excretion. Now where does this waste come from? As we have already discussed in our last section, during the life processes like respiration, nutrition, circulatory system, many reactions, chemical reactions happen. And during those chemical reactions, certain compounds are used and products are formed. If those end products are in excess, then they are waste for the body and they has to be removed from the body. Let's say, for example, if we take a protein necessary for our body requirements, if that protein we take in excess amount, then the excess amount which we have taken is going to be the waste for our body, and that waste has to be removed from the body for the proper functioning of the body. Anything which is supplied in excess amount to the body, that thing is waste for the body and that has to be removed from the body. And this process of removing waste from the body is known as excretion. Now you understood what is excretion. It's a life process of removing waste. This process of excretion is different in different organisms depending on their complexity of body. Like if we see first in unicellular organisms. What are unicellular organisms? Unicellular organisms are the organisms which have only one cell in their body. This one cell in their body. So if they have only one cell in their body, that means that one cell is in direct contact with the surrounding. We can say that this cell is in direct contact with the environment. And if it is in direct contact, it is easy for the cell to excrete out its waste by the process of diffusion. Now, what is this diffusion? Diffusion is the process where any substance moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. Let's say this is a particular substance, and here it is present in higher concentration, and here low concentration. Then this substance will move from higher concentration to lower concentration. This process of moving any substance from higher concentration to lower concentration is known as diffusion. Now, in case of unicellular organism, the waste is excreted out by the process of diffusion directly in the environment as the cell is in contact with the out surrounding environment. So in case of unicellular organism, this process is very simple. Problem arises in multicellular organism, as the multicellular organisms are the complex organisms. Means the cells are not in direct contact with the environment, with their surrounding. Here we need specialized organs for the function of excretion, and we human are also multicellular organisms, so in our case also we have specialized organ for this excretion function, and that specialized organ in case of human is excretory system. What is excretion? And the excretion in unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Now we can move to the next slide. Type of nitrogenous waste. In our body we have different type of waste, and every organism have different type of waste, but we have classified those waste on the basis of their composition. So the major type of waste in living organisms are nitrogenous waste. Nitrogenous wastes are the wastes which contain Nitrogen, the chemical compounds which contain nitrogen and they are present in our body in excess amount and they are toxic for the organism. So they has to be removed from the body. Okay, they are harmful for the organism. And why they are nitrogenous? Because they contain nitrogen. Nitrogen wastes are made of mainly three types: ammonia, urea, uric acid. And now these three types of waste are present in different type of organisms depending on their habitat characteristics. Habitat means where they live. If we see ammonia is the excretory waste in fishes. Now why do the fishes have this ammonia as excretory waste? The answer is very simple, because they live in water. Whichever organism lives in water, those organisms will have ammonia as an excretory product. We can say that ammonia is the excretory waste in case of aquatic animals, in case of aquatic organisms. This is about ammonia. Next we have uric acid. Uric acid is the excretory product in birds, and urea. Urea is the excretory product in human. For now, you can just remember these examples, like ammonia is the excretory product of fishes, uric acid is excretory product in birds, and urea is in case of human. The reason behind you will come to know in higher classes. So here we have nitrogenous waste in human is urea. We'll see how this urea is generated in human. Protein, we intake protein through the diet, then that protein is further digested inside the digestive system, and on digestion it is converted into amino acids. Amino acids are the simpler form of proteins. Proteins are made up of amino acid, and when we digest protein, that protein is converted into amino acid, and further this amino acid is converted into ammonia. Now we have this ammonia. Ammonia is a toxic compound, NH3. Ammonia is a toxic compound for human body, and also it contains nitrogen. So it's a nitrogenous waste which is highly toxic. This is highly toxic. We have to convert this highly toxic compound first into less toxic compound. This ammonia is converted into less toxic form, urea. Urea is also waste and ammonia is also waste. But here what we are doing is, ammonia is highly toxic compound, and in case of removal of ammonia, our body needs more hydration, more water, more energy. So to avoid those things, what our liver do is, liver converts this ammonia into urea. This ammonia is converted into less toxic form, urea, inside the liver, and this urea is the excretory product which has to be removed from the body for the proper functioning of the body. This is about type of nitrogenous waste. Now, if I try to recall you, we human have urea as a nitrogenous waste, birds have uric acid, and fishes have ammonia. To the next slide. Here we have this human excretory system. We have seen the process of excretion. Now we have this human excretory system. This excretory system, and the main organ of excretory system is pair of kidney on either side, on left side as well as on right side. A pair of bean-shaped kidney are the main organs of excretory system. Then we have from excretory system we have a tube-like structure which goes downwards, and these tube-like structures are ureter, and we have right ureter, left ureter. This ureter opens into urinary bladder. Okay, this is a bag-like, pouch-like structure which is present just below the ureters, the tube-like structures. Okay, and these tube-like structures opens into this bag-like structures, urinary bladder. Further, this urinary bladder opens into the urethra. What the parts of excretory system we have? We have kidney, the bean-shaped organ present in the lower abdomen. Okay, this region is lower abdomen. Okay, where kidneys are present. Now, after kidney, we have tube-like structures, ureter. Okay, on both sides, right as well as left. After ureters, we have urinary bladder. This is one in number, urinary bladder. After urinary bladder, we have urethra. These are the structures main human excretory system. Okay, and we are going to discuss this kidney in detail in upcoming slide. And you have to remember this diagram. the components of excretory system and their number. Like kidneys are two in number, a pair of kidney, next a pair of ureter, then one urinary bladder, and in last we have one urethra. Understood? This is about human excretory system. Next we have kidney. First we will see location. Kidneys are located in posterior abdomen in the lower abdomen behind the digestive system. Shape of kidneys are bean shaped and we have a pair of kidneys, the right kidney and the left kidney. Okay. Next, we have the function of kidney. Kidneys are excretory organs. Okay, they help in removal of the waste. All right. Each kidney consists of millions of nephrons. This is the external structure of kidney, and if we look out inside the kidney, nephrons. Over a million of nephrons are present in kidney. So inside the kidneys, we have these structural and functional unit nephrons. This is important and we will be discussing nephron in detail, the structure and function in upcoming slide. This is given in your NCERT in detail. The function of kidney is to filter out blood. Kidneys are the excretory organs. Now, how do they excrete the waste? By filtering out the blood. The main function of kidneys is to filter out the blood. How they filter out the blood? This we will discuss in the production of urine. Okay, in upcoming slide. Next we have the nephron. What is nephron? Nephrons are the structural and functional units of kidney. Okay, these are the structural and functional units of kidney. If we see the structure of nephrons, this is diagram from your NCERT. In this diagram is first we have to see this Bowman's capsule. This is the main region where from where the blood enters and blood exits. As the function of kidney is to filter out the blood, and inside the kidney we have this structure nephron. The actual function of filtering out blood is performed by the nephron. And now we are studying the structure of nephron. In nephron we have this Bowman's capsule. Okay, this is the Bowman's capsule. Okay, and this we have here. Again, very important structure. All right, glomerulus. Here, this is renal artery. Here we have a word renal. Okay, you should be knowing the renal word is used for kidney, and renal artery means the artery which carries blood to the kidney. So here we have renal artery, and here we have renal vein. Next, we have this Bowman's capsule where the filtration takes place. We have Bowman's capsule number one. Number two is tubular part. Okay, tubular part. And this tubular part consists of PCT and DCT. If I mark PCT and DCT in the diagram, this part which is going downward, this part PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, as these are in convoluted form, so we say convoluted tubule. And this is the proximal convoluted tubule means PCT, and this is the distal, this one is distal convoluted tubule, DCT. All right, now we have this tubular structures PCT and DCT in nephron. You just have to remember the structure of nephron, function of nephron, and the parts of nephron. No need to go in details like what is Bowman capsule, what are tubular parts, DCT, PCT. You just have to remember the names of these parts. This is about the parts. Further, these DCT, PCT tubules opens into a common collecting duct. Many nephrons opens into a common collecting duct. This is the structure of a nephron. Now next we are going to understand the process of urine production. How is urine produced? This process occurs inside the kidney. If we write down here the site of urine production, what will we write? Kidney first, and then inside the kidney we have nephron, which is the structural and functional unit of kidney. This we already understood. Urine is produced inside the nephron which are present in kidney. Nephron, inside the nephron, blood is processed and then urine is created. Blood is processed inside the nephron and then end product we have is filtered blood and the filtrate which is urine. This is the process of urine production. We have the blood. That blood enters into the kidney, passes into the nephron, and then inside the nephron, blood is filtered out, and the filtered out, and the filtrate which comes out of blood, the waste products, water which comes out of the blood is urine. And this process happens inside the nephron. So we can write here that what is urine? Urine is 95% water and 5% waste. So urine is 95% water and 5% waste, and that waste is removed from the blood. What is the scenario here is we have blood in our body, and this blood enters into the kidney. Then inside the kidney we have specialized structure, nephrons, which are millions in number. Then this blood enters into the nephron. In nephron we have different structures: Bowman capsule, and second is tubular structures, PCT and DCT. Tubular structures, these we have covered in our previous slide. In a structure of nephron we have Bowman's capsule and tubular structure in nephron, and these structures are responsible for this process of urine production. Now we will discuss in detail how this urine is produced inside the nephron in kidneys. In the production of urine, we have three steps. Step number one, filtration. Step number one is filtration. Number two, reabsorption. Reabsorption. And the third step is secretion. These are the steps of urine production. Now we will discuss each step in detail. First we will discuss filtration. Filtration means filtering the waste. In case of filtration, what will happen? Blood enters into the nephron, and in nephron, Bowman capsule. And inside the Bowman's capsule, glomerular, this filtration will occur. And during the filtration, what will be filtered out? Ions, water, and small molecules will be filtered out. So here we can write filtered out, and this is our filtrate, is the fluid which is filtered out from the blood, and that fluid contains water, certain ions, and small molecules, chemical compounds, okay, which were in excess inside the blood. So what happens in filtration is our blood enters into the nephron. As it enters into the nephron through renal artery, this blood is captured inside the Bowman's capsule, and in Bowman capsules we have very tiny blood vessels. We have very tiny blood vessels, and these blood vessels, tiny blood vessels, will act as strain, and they will do the filtering of blood. As the blood passes through this Bowman capsule, the cup-like structure of nephron, blood is filtered out. And what will be filtered out from the blood? Filtrate. And this filtrate consists of ions, water molecules, and other small chemical molecules. The process of filtration occurs. First step is filtration, and this step occurs in the Bowman's capsule of nephron, where due to the tiny blood vessels which are present in Bowman capsule, the blood is filtered out. Okay, and after the completion of filtration, what we have now? We have this filtrate. Okay, and the filtrate contains water, ions like potassium, sodium, these ions, and small molecules. This is the process of filtration. After filtration, we have the process of reabsorption. What will happen in reabsorption now? Reabsorption. In case of reabsorption, as the term indicates itself, re means again, absorption means taking something. In case of reabsorption, we will see what is reabsorbed into the blood, taking back. Reabsorption is taking back, and this process, the site of this process is tubular structure. Tubular structure of nephron means PCT and DCT. PCT and DCT, proximal convoluted tubule, and DCT is distal convoluted tubule. So what I'm trying to convey you is that now after filtration, what we have is filtrate, and this filtrate further enters into the tubular structure. further enters into the tubular structure, which is PCT and DCT. Okay, inside the PCT and DCT, this process of reabsorption occur. Process of reabsorption, certain like glucose, ions, water means H2O is reabsorbed back into the blood. We have this filtrate, and from filtrate, certain substances like water, glucose, and ions are taken back into the blood from filtrate, and this process of taking back from the filtrate is known as reabsorption, and this process occurs inside the tubular structures PCT and DCT. If I try to draw a diagram for better understanding, we had this cup-like structure, which is Bowman capsule, and this is the structure where first step occurs, filtration. Now, after filtration of the blood, what will happen? These are the tubular structures. Okay, these are the tubular structures. Okay, PCT and DCT, and here in this part, reabsorption will occur. This was the process of reabsorption, and in reabsorption, glucose is reabsorbed back into the blood from the filtrate. This you have to remember. Step number 3 is secretion. Secretion means secreting out something or removing. The site of secretion is again tubular structure. Secretion will take place in tubular structures. Let's say we have blood, we have this blood, we have these are PCT, and this is our DCT. This is our tubular structure of nephron. Okay, and now from this blood, certain molecules are secreted into this tubular structure like this. Okay, and these molecules are waste. So the waste material or waste compounds are secreted from the blood into the tubular structures PCT and DCT, and this process of secreting waste from the blood into the tubules is known as process of secretion. So in this process, waste material is secreted out from the blood into the PCT and DCT tubular structure. Waste material like we have urea and this. Alright, these are the waste material of our body. These compounds are secreted out. We have filtrate. Further, this filtrate is passed to collecting duct. Collecting ducts. Okay, and from collecting duct, this filtrate is passed to ureters, all right, and then ureter, then urinary bladder, and then urethra. And this filtrate is our urine. If we try to draw a flow chart of this whole process to make it more clear to you, right here that we have blood. Okay, this blood enters into the kidney through renal artery. As this blood enters into the kidney through renal artery, it passes down to nephron, and nephrons are the main structural and functional unit of kidney. Inside nephron, we have Bowman's capsule, which is the glomerular part, and the tubular structure, PCT and DCT. Okay, as the blood enters into the kidney, it goes into nephron. Inside the nephron, first it enters into the Bowman capsule where we have tiny blood vessels. Okay, tiny blood vessels. And inside these blood vessels, blood will be filtered out. Okay, once the blood is filtered out inside the Bowman capsule, then it enters into the tubular structure. After filtration, then what will happen? Reabsorption and secretion. These two steps will take place. Reabsorption and secretion. After these steps, we have urine. and this urine comes out of kidney into tube-like structure ureter. Then it enters into the tube-like structures ureters. From ureter it goes into urinary bladder, and then into the urethra. And this is the process of urine production and urine removal. Artificial kidney hemodialysis. Okay. And this is given in India NCERT, and this is important topic. An artificial kidney is a device. First, you should know that artificial kidney is a device, is a mechanical device which is used to remove nitrogenous waste products from the blood through the dialysis. In a normal person, healthy person, that person has functional kidney. The function of filtering the blood is done by the kidneys. Now, if in case, let's say in abnormal case, in a person who has certain type of kidney infection or kidney failure, means abnormal kidney, in that case, if the case is severe, the condition is serious, and kidney infection is severe, in that case this process, artificial kidney or hemodialysis, is required for the purpose of filtering the blood. When does we require this artificial kidney or hemodialysis? In case of kidney failure or severe kidney infection, hemodialysis is performed. Hemodialysis is, hemo means blood, okay, dialysis is purifying the blood. Blood is purified, blood is filtered out by using machine outside the body of a person, is known as hemodialysis, and hemodialysis is performed in the case of severe kidney infection or kidney failure. Now here we have this setup of artificial kidney. As you can see in the picture here we have a patient. Here we have this machine, the device. This is the device. This is the artificial kidney. Here what we have is a chamber in which there are many tube-like structures are present, and these tube-like structures are the selectively permeable membrane. In our body we have selectively permeable membrane, and the same structure is present in this chamber, semi-permeable membranes. We have a solution, dialysing solution. Okay, this solution is used for the purpose of removing waste from the blood. Here you can see two tube-like structures, two lines of tubes. One is this and the second one. This first tube is connected to the artery of the radial artery of the patient, and this artery carries blood. Okay, and this blood is sent to this chamber, the chamber which consists of semi-permeable membrane, and from this tank solution is passed. Okay, and this solution contain everything similar to our blood, and the osmotic pressure of this solution is similar to our blood. Its composition is similar to our blood, except this solution, dialyzing solution, doesn't contain any kind of nitrogenous waste, but the blood coming from patient body does contain nitrogenous waste, and this nitrogenous waste we have to remove through this semi-permeable membrane. So as the blood enters inside this chamber, semi-permeable membrane, and we have this solution as well inside the chamber, this nitrogenous waste is transferred. Nitrogenous waste, okay, this nitrogenous waste is transferred into the dialysis fluid. As the dialysis fluid doesn't contain any nitrogenous waste, so this waste from the blood is transferred into dialysis fluid, and then this dialysis fluid which contains nitrogenous waste is discarded in another tank, and the purified blood is sent back to the purified blood. The blood which doesn't contain nitrogenous waste now is sent back to the patient's body through the radial veins. This is the tube which is connected to the radial vein of the patient, and the filtered blood, the purified blood, is transferred back to the body of patient through this tube like structure which is connected to the radial vein. Okay, purified blood is transferred and nitrogenous waste is discarded here in this tank, okay, where we have this urea and excess salt. So this is performed in the case of kidney failure, where kidneys do not function proper as they should do, the way they do in healthy person. To avoid the condition of accumulation of nitrogenous waste in the bloodstream, this function hemodialysis is performed in the patient's body. The blood of the body is taken out, and then that blood is filtered out inside a chamber which contains semi-permeable membrane, and then the purified blood which is devoid of nitrogenous waste is sent back to the patient body via radial vein. This is the process of hemodialysis, and this is a very common process nowadays for kidneys patient who have severe kidney infection or the kidney failure. I hope you understood the process of artificial kidney or hemodialysis. Next, we have another very important topic, excretion in plants. Till now, we have covered excretion in human, excretion in animals. So, now in case of plants, excretion in plant, what are the waste product in case of plants? As we have seen that in case of human, waste product is nitrogenous waste like urea. But in case of plants, the waste products are oxygen, excess water. This is also a waste product for plants. If water is present in excess amount, then that water has to be removed from the from the plant's body. If we see oxygen, this we have discussed in our previous sections, like in the photosynthesis respiration chapter. Oxygen is removed through stomatal exchange. Oxygen is waste for plant. Plant has to remove oxygen from their body, and they do so by the use of stomata. Stomata are the specialized structures which are present in the leaves of plant, and they use stomata for the exchange of gases. Through stomata, CO2 is taken and oxygen is exchanged out. Alright, oxygen is removed through stomatal exchange. This we have already discussed in the respiration part. If you haven't watched that part, do watch that part to make your concept clear on respiration as well as stomatal exchange. Here we have next waste, excess water. Excess water is again removed by the process of transpiration. Transpiration is the process of vaporization through aerial parts, or we can write here leaves. And this also we have already covered transpiration part in respiration. Through transpiration, excess water is removed and oxygen is removed through stomatal exchange. In transpiration, what will happen is excess water is vaporized through the aerial parts of the plant. Aerial parts are like stem, leaves. Water will evaporate from those parts, and this process of evaporation of water from the leaves is known as transpiration. Now we have this waste product may be stored in leaves that fall off. We see that many leaves fall off from the plant. Okay, the dead leaves. Alright, and those dead leaves may contain waste products. This is the another way of excreting out waste. The waste is accumulated in the leaves, and then that leaves the old leaves, and then the old leaves will fall off, and those old leaves contains waste. So the waste of the plant is excreted out by falling of the leaves. Other waste products are stored as resins and gums, especially in old xylem. What is xylem phloem? This also we have covered in the chapter circulation. Do watch that video for this concept of xylem and phloem. Now there are certain apart from oxygen and water, there are certain other waste like resins and gums, and these are stored in old xylem, and then after some time these are dead. This will become dead as they are, as the resins and gums stored in the xylem, that part with time will become dead. This way they get rid of their waste product. Plant also excrete some waste substances into soil around them. In previous section, what we have read is that, let's say this is plant and this is soil. In our previous part, we have discussed that plant absorb water through their root hair, through their root. So if they take water from the soil through root hair, this is the process of taking. Now plant can also excrete some waste into the soil. So they can also take certain minerals and water from the soil, and they can also excrete some waste substances into the soil waste. Okay, if I try to summarize you that in plants, first oxygen is removed by stomatal exchange, okay, with the help of stomata which are present in leaves, Excess water is removed by the process of transpiration, means vaporization of water through leaves and stem. Next, waste product is removed by the falling of leaves, the dead leaves. Then next is resins and gums. These are stored in the xylem part of plant, and after that certain waste products are removed by excreting out those products inside the soil, as the plant's roots are in direct contact with soil, and through these waste can be excreted out in soil. So this is the process of excretion in plants, and this is very simple. In human we had this excretory system, structure, function, process, but in case of plant it is very simple. So in case of plant there is no need of a very specialized organ like we had kidney. In case of plant, this function is performed by already present parts of the plant. Key takeaways of this lecture, if I try to sum up you the important points of the chapter, we have discussed human excretory system, and in human excretory system we have seen the different parts of excretory system. We have, first we have kidney, kidney, okay. Second we have a pair of ureter, okay. And third we have urinary bladder, okay. And fourth we have urethra. This is we have discussed in our human excretory system part. Next we have seen the structure of kidney and the function of kidney. Kidney is bean shaped, okay, and it is the excretory organ, and it is present in lower abdomen. It is present in lower abdomen. This is the location of kidney, and the function of kidney is to filter out blood. Filtering blood is the function of kidney. Okay, purifying blood. Removing the nitrogenous waste from the blood is the function of kidney. Next, we have discussed nephron, the functional unit of kidney, which is present inside the kidney, and over a millions of nephrons are present in the kidneys. Now, here we have excretion and plants. Next, we have discussed after nephron, we have also discussed the production of urine, okay, and then excretion in plants through stomatal exchange, through transpiration, and excreting out direct into the soil. These are the some processes which are utilized by plant for the excretion of waste material. This we have discussed in today's video lecture, okay. So thank you, and in our next video we will be starting a new chapter, control and coordination. Okay, life process. This was the last session of chapter life processes, and today we have completed this chapter life processes. Next, we will be discussing a new chapter which is control and coordination. Okay, thank you. All the best.